It's supposed to feel.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Starbucs. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got Jim Rosati. Happy Monday. Happy Tuesday, Jim.
Happy Tuesday. Yeah.
How are you doing this morning?
You know what? I'm doing good. I enjoyed the Pirates off day yesterday. You know, sometimes when you're like riding high and you're on a winning streak, sometimes you just want to kind of keep playing baseball. But you know, I feel like yesterday, it's like too much. Like it's like that video you like to use. It's too much winning. We like needed a break. I needed to give my head a break. So it was a good off day yesterday. I'm like recharged, and now we're ready to take on the Dodgers this week.
I feel like that's probably good for the Pirates also. They've played a lot of baseball coming into this. So it's a big series. They come off 2 sweeps. They probably felt good to just kind of chill out one night. I'm sure they wanted to play also, but their bodies are probably like, you know what? Thank you. And I got some things done yesterday, so it was good for me also.
Yeah, I didn't really get anything done. I played a lot of MLB The Show last night, so
yeah, you're real productive.
I knocked out a lot of that, which now, I mean, you're going to have to get it. Tyler got MLB The Show. Me, Tyler, and Cody were all playing MLB The Show last night, so you're going to have to hop on board.
I'll see. I'll see. I'm the same way, like how Geddes talked about. I don't want to grind anymore. I do too much. When I play a video game, I just want to just space out. Half the time I'm not even playing. Half the time you guys are on PS5 and I'm just there talking with you, not even playing.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough of that. Yeah. So we do have a big series coming up with the Padres, the Dodgers, that we'll talk about a little bit. Something we want to incorporate also. We'll be transitioning Starbucs a little bit here, using it more to talk about prospects since we don't too much anymore. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. So we can use Starbucs to talk about a lot of the prospects, and so we'll do that today. So I guess let's kick off into that. I think the biggest news among the prospects currently is the fact that Endy Rodriguez pulled on the IL, was sent back to Pittsburgh to get reevaluated. We are told that was going to happen yesterday. I haven't heard any news yet. I don't know if that's good or bad. Yes, Bucko Mike, I did get my chores done yesterday.
Yeah, I guess we'll. Are we going to make this our single shot?
Yeah, let's do that. Good job, producer.
Yeah.
I'm on these things, I promise.
No, so Endy Rodriguez, he left Thursday's game with Indianapolis with an apparent arm injury. If you saw the clip, it was a stolen base attempt. He, popped up, made the throw, and you could tell something was wrong when he made the throw. The throw went like halfway to second. It was halfway in between second and third. It was nowhere near the base. And it, kind of dribbled into the outfield. So he was taken out of the game after that. We're told it's a forearm strain. He flew to Pittsburgh yesterday for more testing. And so I would imagine we hear something about it here. If not today, then, relatively soon. But he has been placed on the 7-day IL, which is, the minor league version of the injured list, along with Travis Swaggerty, who was put on the list too for an illness. But Endy Rodriguez, I mean, he's a pretty important prospect for this team. Right. They already lost O'Neal Cruz for a substantial period of time. You really don't want them to lose Endy Rodriguez for a substantial period of time. Hopefully it's just a forearm strain, and he can be back in, a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however it's going to take to recover from that. Hopefully it's not anything more, but we've seen in the past forearm injuries aren't always good, and they sometimes lead to other things. So let's just hope that we get some news here soon, and hopefully it's of the good variety. I feel like we haven't had a lot of good news when it comes to injuries lately. So let's knock on wood, hope that Endy is going to be okay, because let's face it, I think we're all kind of banking on him coming up here mid-June-ish, and hopefully this Pirates team is still rolling by that point, and he can come in and add to that.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, that's one thing you talked about. This lineup is just going to get better once Endy comes up. We know we're on board with Endy making it on opening day. That didn't happen, obviously. It's like you said, it's probably going to be closer to mid-June. But this could make that even more different. So I don't know. I'm with you. Like, hopefully there's positive news out of this, that it's just a strain, whatever it might be, take some time to heal. Not going down any potential Tommy John or worst case scenario, which is kind of what the news has been lately, Jim, like you're saying. So we'll find out. But what I'll say is there's two pretty top prospects in this system, both being catchers. Endy was the one that was ahead, as at this point in time. You expected him to come up, rather quickly. There's another one in the system, Henry Davis, that, last year he had his injuries, right? The injuries caused a lot of poor performance. So you're expecting him to come in this year, get some time, down there to season. There's already Endy that he'll come up. So that allows Henry to maybe have, a little more time in the minors than what, you might want to push for. But let's maybe spin into that. Now with this, Endy injury, this is all potential right now. Again, it's all lots going to come down on Endy, the injury itself. Charrington has actually even come out that he said that there's no difference, there's no change in his approach and his development, until we hear further from Endy. But I'll say this, I guess, with the injury, with the potential of Henry Davis, being a fast track type of prospect, he's performing right now. He had a big game yesterday. Currently, right now, his slash line at 267, 441, 600 slugging, 4 home runs, 4 strikeouts, a 192 weighted run created plus. He leads OPS in the Eastern League. Jim, Henry Davis. Let's talk about him. I know you want to talk about him because you love Henry Davis.
Yeah, I never really wavered in my Henry Davis support. I think it was just a matter of the guy needed to play some baseball games. When he was out there on the field, the power is what is really intriguing about Henry Davis, right? I mean, obviously, if he can catch and he can stay at catcher, then he becomes extremely valuable. But plain and simple, the Pirates need a right-handed bat like Henry Davis. They need one of those mashers. And then we're now at Henry Davis has 8, 9, 10, 14, 13 home runs now. 13 home runs in
82 games.
Is that right? 82 games. So
yeah, 81-ish.
Yeah, the guy can hit. So wait, I didn't do my math right there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He has 17 minor league home runs in basically a half of a season worth of games. So the power is legit. The power is real. And I think what you're seeing now, he's getting some consistent playing time. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, but DiNardo, this is the most playing time he's gotten. I feel all his whole career. But yeah, he's absolutely crushing the ball. Like you mentioned, a 192 weighted runs created plus. Bucko Mike, I agree he should be doing this in Double-A. So I don't know how much longer you can keep him down there. But yeah, he's crushing the ball. He's walking 22% of the time. He has an on-base percentage of 441, and he's slugging 600. He is doing exactly what you want to see him do, which is dominate that level. And when you get to the point where you're dominating Double-A, you're not too far off from the majors, honestly. So I think Henry Davis, a lot of us were kind of expecting, hey, maybe we don't even see Henry Davis this year. If we do, it might be later.
Right.
If Endy's out for an extended period of time, then maybe that. I know Charrington said this doesn't really have an effect on him yet, but I think you're looking at, like, if Endy's out for an extended period of time, Henry Davis gets bumped up to AAA soon, and then Henry Davis is, if he keeps hitting like this, he's on the fast track. Like, you're calling Henry Davis up in middle of summer.
I'm with you. I mean, a lot depends on him, but
yeah,
the Endy Rodriguez injury news is going to dictate a lot of that, because again, it's like there's no Endy now blocking him. That's the thing. If Endy's performing and he's already in AAA, he's going to get the call first, and there's only room for so many catchers, right? So that's why you figured, and you can understand why Henry might be left down there a little bit, even though if he shows he's ready. But if there's no more Endy blocking him, you're going to want to call up a catcher at some point. And if he's playing the way he is, there's no reason to keep him down there. I'm with you. You might see Henry Davis. I'm not going to say flip-flop Endy. I mean, Endy still might be like the better prospect in the eyes of the Pirates and everything. But as far as like getting the call sooner or whatnot, you know, he might be taking the Endy Rodriguez footprint and be coming up here in mid-June opposed to Endy. So, yeah, I mean, a lot dictates on the Endy news. We'll find out. But Henry Davis is forcing the hand so far as we see. And like Bucko Mike said he should be doing this in AA. And it's like, yeah, I agree. It's like how the Pirates, like they should be beat. Like, good teams beat bad teams. They're doing what they should. You can't fault him for doing what he should. But that demonstrates just how easy it is right now for him in AA. So I'm excited to get him up there soon.
Yeah, I mean,
soon.
Like when Henry Davis tells the Pirates he's ready for the majors, like shows them that he's ready for the majors, like I think he's going to get called up. I think he's one of those guys that the organization really values. He's someone that I think, you know, they want to stick around here for a while. They like his work ethic. They like his makeup, all that stuff. You want to get Henry Davis to the majors as soon as you can, but make sure that he's ready.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, so far so good for Henry Davis. Like you said, the biggest thing with him was just health. He's healthy now. He's only got hit by the pitch one time so far at the gym, just once. So maybe there is a fundamental change. I'm not sure, because spring training it showed that wasn't the difference. But yeah, so far so good. He's not getting hit. He's just taking out all that on the actual baseball, mashing 460 feet. That third home run of the year went, Jim.
Yeah, crushed it.
He looks good.
And then some other good news also, like just to kind of move on here, so we don't spend too much time on this, but Termarr Johnson also back in game action for Low A Bradenton. He came back on Saturday, and he played over the weekend. So he's 2 games in. He's already knocked a couple of hits in, got 4 RBIs in 2 games. I don't know how long he's going to be at Bradenton either. I could see him getting a pretty quick bump to Greensboro as soon as he demonstrates that he can, you know, hit consistently at that level too. But yeah, Termarr Johnson is back. So also really, really good news.
I'm with you.
I agree with Jeff there. I mean, just even though he's young, like he does ooze like it's just kind of the way he is. It's just a Louisville thing. You know, you come to Louisville and you just,
all right, we're done.
You know, the school just instills you with really good values.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about Will Smith later then, Jim. What our Dodgers preview. But anyways, yeah. So all the good things for Termarr Johnson. He had the hamstring injury in spring. He's back healthy. So yeah, he's going to be a very interesting prospect to watch this year. Obviously, you're hoping for really good stuff. Any other hitters that you want to highlight?
One other hitter I just want to make sure everybody is aware of, that he exists. We're not going to go too much into him, but he had a really good year last year in the Complex League, and he's off to a really hot start in Low A Bradenton, and that's Emmanuel Terrero. Just keep an eye on him. 20 years old, young guy. He played really well his first year in the Dominican Summer League. Came to America, looked good last year. He finished the Complex League last year with a 330 average, 446 OBP, and a 153 weighted runs created plus. And he's off to a really hot start in Bradenton. 190 weighted runs created plus. He's hitting 353, OBP of 460, and a slugging of 549. So just someone to just keep in the back of your mind. Maybe check some box scores every now and then, see how he's doing. But yeah, little outfielder. Left-handed, and he has done nothing but hit ever since he's arrived in America. So maybe worth just keeping just checking on every now and then. Who knows?
There you go. Well, that's what we'll do every week.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Any other hitter that you want to touch on?
I'm good. I think we're good.
Yeah.
What's
All right,
somebody you had in mind?
No, I just no, we're good. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot happening, and the season's young, so that's kind of what it is. But
like we could talk about
we'll
Nick Gonzalez and Travis Swaggerty. They're doing okay, both of them. But
more Nick Gonzalez and Swaggerty. But yeah. All right. Well, then let's get into our double shot and talk about some pitchers.
Sounds good.
So Kent Emanuel. Like for the pitcher side, I guess we can definitely go down like the list and talk about Mike Burrows is also injured, so there's not much talk about him. There's Quinn Priester, as far as top prospects. Quinn Priester's coming out to a pretty shaky start again this year. I don't know. Obviously it's 3 starts for him.
Priester has made 4 starts.
4.
Yeah, he's made 4 starts. 7.80 ERA. The results haven't really been there, but the FIP is really good. So like he's striking batters out. He's not walking them. The BABIP, he's giving up a 4.22 BABIP right now. Now, some of that you could say, well, his fastball is very hittable. That's contributing to that. But at the same point, even if you have a somewhat hittable fastball, you shouldn't have a 4.22 BABIP, right? So
right.
I expect Quinn Priester's results to get better as the season goes along. Like I said, you look at the FIP and the XFIP and the peripherals, and he's really doing everything that you want to see him do. He's striking out 12 per 9. Walks are not very high, but he's also. Yeah, no, I get it. So the Ks per 9 can be a little misleading if you're facing a lot of batters. I get that.
Right.
But the strikeout rate.
Striking out though.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yep.
Strikeout rate is 27%. So
yep.
He's doing everything that you want to see from like if you're digging deep into things. I know I saw him for one of his starts in Louisville when he faced the bats down here, and it just the curveball wasn't very crisp that day. So when his curveball isn't on, he's not going to be on, like plain and simple. When his breaking stuff isn't working, he's going to get hit. Like that's how it's going to be. So this breaking stuff needs to work. His next start after that was significantly better. Just inconsistent so far from Priester. Some good games, some bad games. He put together 2 solid starts and put together 2 duds. So it's his first full season in AAA. There's going to be some growing pains. He's still young. He's only 22. I don't think there's any reason to get worried about Quinn Priester right now. You would like to see his fastball develop a little bit more and him figure out a way to maybe just, if it's a 4-seamer, just get that thing up in the zone. If it's down, switch to a 2-seamer or a sinker, because like that fastball just gets hit too hard. Right now.
We know he started incorporating that 2-seamer. I think last year it was, or it might have been like even the end of 2021 and then into 2022. But yeah, I'm with you. It's mixed right now. Again, just 4 starts, but a lot's going to rely on that fastball. Speaking of fastball, Luis Ortiz, he's got one of those. When you talk about guys that you think are on the fast track, Luis Ortiz could be one of those pitchers, and we saw how quickly he came up and rose through the system last year. He reached the majors, and boy, was he exciting to watch. So a lot of it comes down to him, like developing that third pitch. We're talking of that changeup potentially. So far, so good for him. 23.1 innings. He has a 2.31 ERA, a 0.94 WHIP. So kind of the opposite of Quinn Priester. Now his BABIP is obviously very, very good. Again, the opposite, but where Priester's giving a lot of hits, where his 12 hits per 9. Luis Ortiz only 5.4. Basically, no one's touching him at this point. The strikeouts aren't really there. Again, just 4 starts for him, 23 innings, but he does have 20 strikeouts in those 23.1. But like so far, so good for him.
No,
This
he
is
looks
kind of
really,
what you want to see.
he looks good, and he's another guy who I saw while Indianapolis was visiting, and the slider was just completely untouchable. It was so good. In that game, he went the first 4 innings without giving up a hit, and it wasn't that like anything was close. Like he was just dominating batters. Got into a little bit of trouble in the 5th inning, but at the end of the day, he struck out 7, gave up 1 run. Like it was a great start for him. He's looked really good down there this year. The fastball's playing, the slider's playing. I know a lot of people are kind of talking about, he needs a third pitch. He needs a third pitch. I don't think he needs a third pitch. I think, a third pitch would be nice. Like, don't get me wrong. If he could develop that changeup into being like a viable option to get outs, sure, as opposed to just like a show me changeup. But he is performing very well in AAA. He's doing better in AAA than he was in AA last year. So
Yeah.
he's making that step up that you want to see. He's probably like with the way this 40-man roster is constructed, if they need a starter, I don't know if they necessarily go to Ortiz because I think there is some service time manipulation going on here too. But he is like the only other starter, I think, on the 40-man. So yeah, like he may be just
especially with Burrows. Yeah.
Yeah, he may just be the guy right now if they need somebody. Hopefully I'm sure they really don't want to make that call because they kind of ran into that last year with Contreras where they had to do the whole up down thing with him. And that just was dumb. So hopefully we don't see that again this year. But yeah, so far, so good from Luis Ortiz.
Right. And then one thing about him, you're talking about the slider looking really good. We know the fastball, and it's like the third pitch he's had to work on, whatever. But like, look at the 2 guys we've been talking about recently and like their successes, Roansy and Vince Velasquez. Now, Luis Ortiz probably has the better slider of all of them for sure, and maybe the better fastball. But that's like where we're getting at. Like we're talking about the success of those 2, and the success is coming because they're going to come very, very slider heavy, with their fastball. So you talk about like, does he actually need a third pitch? Well, there's 2 pitchers right now that are doing very well so far that are more or less relying on 2, the slider being the most that they're relying on. Ortiz. Contreras relies a little bit on like the curveball. Vince Velasquez, I think, has the no. Okay, now I'm looking like an idiot. Velasquez, I think, has the changeup, and then Contreras has the curveball.
Yeah. So Contreras throws fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. So I mean, he doesn't throw the curveball and the changeup too often, but like it exists, and like that's kind of where Ortiz is at right now with this changeup. It just kind of it exists. Yeah. But it's not.
Velasquez has the changeup.
Yeah. So it's not
very minimally.
Yeah. So that's kind of where he's at. Another guy to look at as far as bullpen help goes, Carmen Mlodzinski has been converted to a full-time reliever in AAA. The walks are a little high to start the year, but just kind of keep an eye on him because I mean, when I saw him 2 years ago, I was like, this guy's probably a future reliever, and I think he could be a pretty good one. And we saw him impress in spring training. So
yeah,
like the guy has stuff, and he's got back end relief stuff. So keep an eye on Mlodzinski there in AAA. I have a feeling we'll see him at some point this year. And then just to kind of round out the system. Yeah, just kind of round out the system. Jared Jones, really good start in Altoona, but just placed on the injured list yesterday or Sunday. So I don't know if we have any news as to why yet, but Jared Jones on the 7-day IL after a hot start in Altoona. Bubba Chandler's made a few starts in Greensboro, hasn't looked great. Solometo has made a few starts, had one really good looking start to start things off, but Again, hasn't looked great since then, but he's getting some strikeouts, which you like to see. Hope I hear the velocity's up. Po Yu Chen struggling after a few starts. That Greensboro rotation that, I think it'll be good, but it is off to a little bit of a rough start. Thomas Harrington, though, looking really good in Bradenton. So I don't know how long they can keep him in Bradenton, to be honest with you. He was the Pirates' compensation pick last year, 36th overall. I would expect he goes to Greensboro relatively quickly, and then another one
to that rotation.
Yeah. Kellington also off to a pretty decent start. He's been pitching out of the bullpen though for Bradenton. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the rundown there for pitchers. But I mean the main guys to keep an eye on are that Indianapolis rotation with Priester and Ortiz. Like I said, hopefully Burrows isn't out for the entire season, but it's not looking great for him.
Right. Nope, it's not. And once we hear, we'll find out. But I'm not looking for the most positive news. It's just how it is right now, Jim.
Yep.
All right. Any other pitchers? Or are we done with that?
Let's move on to the Dodgers series. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Here's our triple shot. So, yeah, Pirates come off of back-to-back sweeps. They sweep the Colorado Rockies 4 games. They sweep the Cincinnati Reds 3 games. Coming into the season, going to be a big April. They come through 17-6, now facing the Dodgers, who, have been beatable. They're hovering around a 500 team. A lot of that has to do with, I don't know what happened 9 months ago, Jim. There obviously was a lot of celebrating in the Dodgers clubhouse. With their significant others, a lot of paternity.
Yeah, I don't know. This is now 3 Dodgers who have gone on paternity leave in the last week or 2 weeks. I don't know. They had fun. They had a lot of fun. 9 months ago, midsummer, whatever. I was trying to line it up. I was like, was this during because it would have been funny if it made sense. It was the All-Star break. Everybody.
Right.
Everybody went home in the All-Star break, and now they're all having babies. But it was just no, I don't understand it. But yeah, the entire Dodgers team got their significant others pregnant at the same time apparently, and that's good for the Pirates because the Dodgers are going to be short Max Muncy for this series, who is just on a tear. So there's some good news to start things off.
Yeah, that's one of the things. It's you're right. He's been red hot. This is going to be a big series for the Pirates. And, I mean, it is what it is. It's baseball. It's part of it. I mean, the Pirates will be without, as Bucko Mike says, Prego Reynolds, for potentially 1 game as well. But, it's one of those things where it's I would rather not have Max Muncy in the lineup right now. And here's the opportunity that's probably going to happen. I don't know. We'll find out how many games. But, yeah, I mean, he's been super, super good right now. Just killing Crystal Ball. He has 11 home runs so far on this season, Jim. 11.
Yeah, it was really nice having him.
18.
It was really nice having him in fantasy when I kicked your ass last week.
That's how I know Max Muncy's doing very well because I got to see it every single day.
Yeah. I mean,
they're out with him. Mookie Betts is apparently playing shortstop now.
They also, I mean, I don't know if this is a new development, but they haven't really announced their probable pitchers for this whole series yet. I know Syndergaard is starting tonight, so hopefully the shitty Pirates, quote unquote, can continue their streak and beat him. Yeah, I mean, they have Urias listed as a probable starter on Thursday, but if you go to MLB.com, they have it's just TBD. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with their rotation after this, but Johan Oviedo tonight versus Noah Syndergaard. Oviedo has been really, really, really good lately.
He's been vintage Syndergaard.
You couldn't ask for a better way to line up the rotation for the Pirates. Like, I mean, if you're the Pirates and you're facing you're facing the Dodgers and you go Oviedo, Contreras, Keller, those are the guys you want. So, like I said, I'm excited for this series because I think it's going to be a good measuring stick just to kind of see where we stack up. Like, yeah, the Pirates are 4 games ahead of the Dodgers in the standings, but let's get real. Like, the Dodgers are still the Dodgers. If the Pirates can take 2 out of 3 of these, then that's exciting. Like, that's a big win. That's a big series win. So yeah, it's a fun. You don't really get like super fun early season series, in baseball because it's such a long year. But this is an important series. I feel like
it is very important. And like you're saying, the Dodgers are still the Dodgers. I mean, they absolutely are. They're still a top offense in the league. Starting pitching is still the top. Like their struggle right now is the bullpen. Theirs is being somewhat exposed, and I think their bullpen is like a 5.27 ERA on the year, something like that. It's bad. That's their struggle. Where the Pirates are able to hide theirs right now, the Dodgers, that's their lacking point right now. But I mean, yeah, this is still a good offense. It's just loaded with all-stars. I mean, Max Muncy said they're going to be out, but like you still have Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, JD Martinez. I mean, like the list just goes on. These veterans
Will
they have
Smith.
there on the team. No, we're not going to talk about him. But like then also James Outman is just dominating right now.
My God.
In his
James
85
Outman.
plate appearances.
My God.
Like that's their Connor Joe.
James Outman is playing out of his mind right now. I mean, he's 25-year-old rookie.
Yep.
And yeah, he's got 7 homers. He's got a 193 weighted runs created plus. He's basically been the best hitter in the National League up to this point.
Correct.
James Outman.
So, right, like we already know the faces that are on the team, and then they just have this guy named James Outman that is their best hitter all of a sudden. So, yeah, like this is still going to be a tough task. Like, don't just look at the record. I mean, at this point in time, that's why you don't even just look at the Pirates record, obviously, either. At this point in time, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but this is still a good team. But again, without Max Muncy, it lightens up just a little bit. I mean, that's positive news you want to hear if you're the Pirates.
Yeah.
So congratulations on the sex.
Yes. Thank you, Max Muncy.
But no, for real. I mean, there's anything that stands out with this team. I mean, do you have any predictions? Pirates gonna win this series?
I don't know if I have any predictions, but I mean, the thing that has led to the Pirates' success so far is the strong starting pitching. So, like I said before, this lines up perfectly. Like the Pirates are putting their best foot forward here in this series, the way it's lined up. And if they can continue to get solid starting pitching from Oviedo, Contreras, and Keller, they're going to be in a good position to win these games. I mean, that back end of the bullpen right now for the Pirates is playing really, really well. We've seen what Bednar's doing this year. We saw what Bednar did last year against the Dodgers. Like he seems to kind of step up in big moments, and hopefully we see some this week because it should just be an exciting week of baseball. It's always nice to just like it's good to play good teams, like especially if you can like play with them. So yeah, I agree with Bucko Mike here. The bats do need to get going. They need to be better this series than they were against the Reds. Like I don't think we can go and win 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers without scoring more than 4 runs in a game. So the bats are gonna have to wake up a little bit. I'm curious to see who the Dodgers kind of put out here for the rest of this series. But this first game, I mean, Syndergaard's hittable. He's not the guy who he used to be. So if they can jump on him early, take game 1, then you got Contreras and Keller for 2 and 3, and you just hope to win one of those.
Yeah, that's what's big. I mean, Syndergaard ain't the guy he used to be. I know he went to Dodgers, and Dodgers seem to be able to fix those things, but we'll find out. I mean, he's not having like this fantastic season either. It's not like he's back. So like tonight is a big possibility. Like, you can come out 1-0 on the Dodgers. It's huge. We know they're not going to face Kershaw. I'll tell you that much because he pitched on Sunday. So that's also a big relief. Back to your Will Smith. I just want to check up on that. And yeah, so Dave Roberts says that with the concussion, he's not expected to come back for this current road trip. So there will also be no Will Smith. So like you're getting the Dodgers. This is what I talk about. Like you're getting the Dodgers at a pretty good time. This is the stuff you have to capitalize, right? Like you say, good teams beat bad teams. When a good team comes in, hurt, not all together, you got to take advantage of that and capitalize. So this is the chance that the Pirates could do so. And that would be pretty fantastic. Excuse me. So yeah, so they're not getting Kershaw. That's good. There's no Max Muncy potentially for at least one game that we know of. There's no Will Smith for all of them. It's a pretty opportune time for the Pirates.
It is. So like I said, it should be an exciting week of baseball. Yeah, let's just have fun watching this team. Let's see if we can keep rolling.
There you go. All right. So there's the Dodgers for you. Anything else you want to bring up with them or in general?
I don't think so. Let's keep this thing going.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. The Dodgers coming in. The Pirates are 16-7. Let's have some fun. See you guys later. Tune in today at 2:00. Cody will be on MLB The Show playing to his stream. See if he's any better than the real life Pirates. I doubt it.
There's no way. He's actually not. I think he's like hovering around 500 in that game.
So terrible.
Yeah.
How can you use the Pirates to not even be good?
I don't know. You would think with a team that's like a cheat code playing with the Pirates.
Yeah.
But
seriously. Best team in NL? Come on, Cody. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.